Mwen konnen yon kote nan fon bois, yon kote si ou ale ou arete. Mwen konnen yon kote nan fon bois, yon kote si ou ale ou arete. Genyen glo, genyen vi, genyen couleur, genyen fleur, genyen bel moun, genyen se an valou ak tambou.
Hello, and welcome to Empire Productions' World of Arts. My name is Brian D. Glover, and I'm here today with multi-talented artist Goussy Celestin.
Hi, Brian. Thank you.
Hi, Goussy. It's great to be sitting here talking with you.
Great to be here.
So as I mentioned, you have many talents and wear many hats. You are a dancer, choreographer, pianist, composer. How do you hold all that?
It definitely is a juggling act for sure. I guess in terms of being a musician and a dancer, with music encompassing, you know, being a composer as well as someone who plays, I feel like what you do to music when it moves you is dance. When it moves you, you move, right? So it feels natural to do both, to be a dancer as well as a musician. And the same thing happens on the flip side. Like, what do you dance to? You dance to music. So for me, those things don't feel so separate. The processes have slight differences to them, but in general, being all those things feels unified. It feels whole to me.
Did one come first for you, or did you grow up doing both of those things together?
Fairly close. I actually, well, I grew up in a very musical household. My father's a musician. He plays guitar, and he had an amazing record collection. So I often heard all different types of music aside from him also playing at home. And one place in Brooklyn where he used to teach, he used to give music theory classes, I took dance classes there. So technically I started dancing first, but then I discovered piano in that school.
Okay.
Like the end of my dance classes, there was always a piano in the dance studio, and the end of my dance classes, my father would still be teaching his music theory class.
Okay.
So I'd just hang around and noodle around with the piano. So it kind of came together around the same time, 4 years old, I think. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. And I know that now you also teach as well. You teach children at Jazz at Lincoln Center, I believe?
Yeah, I do. So I work for this program within the education department of Jazz at Lincoln Center called Weebop. And also I actually teach middle school students too. There's another program within the same organization called Middle School Jazz Academy. So I have students as young as 2, actually younger than 2. I think my youngest this past semester was 17 months. And all the way up to 5 for the Weebop program. Then for middle school jazz, I had 11 to 13-year-old students.
Okay. And I know that in addition to your own work, you collaborate a lot with other groups and artists. I know last night, for example, I saw one of your performances with a group called Dome.
Yes.
And I know you're also with a group called Retumba. Can you tell me a little bit about those organizations and work?
Sure. So Dome is actually an acronym. It stands for Dance, Orchestration, Media, and Environment. And it's a multi-layered project that includes, like, it encompasses a lot of the things, all of the things I do as a musician and a dancer. So it has music. It's a 22-piece. What you saw last night was a 22-piece jazz symphony orchestra, 3 dancers. There's also media installation as well, video installation. And it's a very ambitious project. Initially, it was 50-piece jazz symphony orchestra.
Wow. With
3 dancers. So I'm a co-choreographer in that process, but I'm also a composer. The orchestra actually featured one of my compositions, which I sang on as well.
My name is Goussy Celestin, and the name of the song is Roadless Travel. And my thought behind composing this piece is that everybody walks down a road, literally and figuratively. So you'll see some images of DNA, and it's kind of like our internal map, the internal roads that we've traveled to get here in this place to be born, and the inner journeys that we have to go through in life, as well as the music itself is also inspired by Haiti, which is my ancestry, where my family is from. So there are also images of roads in Haiti. So there's a little of a juxtaposition of an actual road and your own individual roads that you travel. So, thank you. A road less traveled, a path to internal delusion. As I fly into my mind's confusion, tear down the walls of ego's illusion.
So, and Retumba, interesting thing with Retumba is I first saw Retumba perform when I was 11 years old at, what was it called? It was the Brooklyn, Celebrate Brooklyn in Prospect Park. And I saw them perform, and years later I auditioned for them and became a member. So they're 11-member, all-female Afro-Caribbean ensemble. And yeah, it's been fun. We also do a lot of teaching through them as well, teaching residencies.
Wow, that's really exciting. And like I noticed last night that you danced and choreographed, and they played one of your compositions. And I forgot to mention you're also a vocalist. And so when you're, you weave all those things together seamlessly. I imagine it must be challenging to put it all together.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. I'm glad that it came across seamless. That's the goal. For sure, the process is very intricate in terms of being able to make it seamless. The work that it takes to rehearse choreography and dance, as well as learning the music and writing, they're unique differences to each, but I work on them at the same time as well to try to, the goal is to make it seamless, for sure.
Yeah, it was a great performance.
Thank
and
you.
I see that you brought your keyboard today, and so I think you are going to share a little bit of music with us.
Yes.
Looking forward to hearing that. That'll be great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing for you.
Great.
The road less traveled, the path to internal delusions. As I fly into my mind's confusion, to tear down the walls of ego's illusion, set sail my heart on butterfly wings, forge a light, new yet old, a sweet memory. Don't force, just flow, 'cause down deep you know the road less traveled. Though you know deep inside there are places to hide, you wonder if it's safe to go. Then the fear takes the whole and discredits your soul as the home of all there is to know. I can let my mind perform its trickery, or just finally let it go and simply be. No more time to waste, I'm patient, 'cause in no time I'll reach the road less traveled, the path to eternal light. Sing heart, take flight, let love lead you right to the road less traveled. Mwen konen yon kote nan fon bois, yon kote si ou ale ou arete. Mwen konen yon kote nan fon bois, yon kote si ou ale ou arete. Genyen gloire, genyen vi, genyen couleur, genyen fleur, genyen bel moun, gen danse an valou ak tambou. Jou leve, jou couche, an ale nan fon bois. Genyen glo, genyen vi, gen couleur, genyen fleur, genyen bel moun. Gen ase an valou ak tambou. Gen ase an valou ak tambou. Gen danse yon valou. Gen danse mayibo. Congo, nan fon bois. 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 Nan fon bois.
Yes. Wonderful.
Thank you.
That was really, really wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So those two songs, I recognize the first one because that was your composition. I've heard it different ways.
Yes.
Rollers Travel. And tell me a little bit about the second one.
So the second song is called Nan Fon Bois, and it's a Haitian song. Actually, I was singing in Haitian Creole. It's written by this composer, Franz Cassayus, who's traditional sort of classical Haitian guitarist. So what he did was he took traditional sort of melodies like that you would hear in folklore, Vodun melodies, and he created, took some of the rhythms, the traditional rhythms as well, and he adapted it for like the classical approach style to playing guitar. So this song, Nan Fon Bois, literally means deep in the woods. And the lyrics say, Mwen konnen yon kote nan fon bois. I know a place deep in the woods. Yon kote si ou ale ou arete. A place that if you go, you'll want to stay. You'll just stay there. So then the song continues to say there's water, there are beautiful flowers, there are beautiful people there, and then there's dancing as well and rhythms. So yeah,
I want to stay in the song.
Yeah,
Kinda got that.
yeah.
So you are a Haitian American artist, and
Yes.
you are your work promotes Haitian American culture, and it sort of segues into how we got to know each other through a fellowship where we were paired as an artist and arts manager, the Field Fellowship Fund, and to work specifically on your vision of a band called Haiti Brass. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, yes. So Goussy Celestin's Haiti Brass has been a vision of mine for a long time, and what it is right now, it is a 12-piece ensemble. It's actually not unsimilar to Dome in that there's music and dance involved. So it's a 12-piece ensemble, 10 musicians and 2 dancers, and I'm fusing traditions that have influenced me growing up. So my influence of jazz as well as being Haitian, and just kind of putting that together. So I'm incorporating traditional indigenous Haitian instruments that are used in rah-rah bands. So these instruments look like hammered metal, long pipes, if you will.
Okay.
Sometimes it's readapted and people nowadays use PVC pipes, but you can blow through these pipes and they make these different tones. They're wind instruments, basically. And also they use, and traditionally in Haiti, they use bamboo as well. So you can cut the bamboo at different lengths, and you'll have, say, 5 of them cut at different lengths, and if you blow all of 5 of them at the same time, they make a chord.
Okay.
They make a different sound and melody. So I'm incorporating that with just traditionally what you would see in a brass band, for instance, tuba, trombone, trumpet as well. I'm mixing it up a bit because I also have, I envision saxophone, and there's rhythm section. There's traditional Haitian drums, but there's also stand-up bass as well, myself on piano, and our idea is to create a sort of sound bath. Also, with Haiti Brass, I'm not only switching or fusing rather these different elements that influence me, I'm also looking to change what the performance scene is. Like when you traditionally go and you see the audience is on one side, and on the other side is performers, and there's this sort of separation there. So I'm looking to play with that a bit and have all of us in the round, so to speak, so that there's no separation between audience and performers, and that we are creating this sort of sound bath, sound healing experience, if you will. Yeah.
And what led you to want to, I guess, merge these different traditions together?
I guess it's really just what has influenced me throughout my life. Jazz has been a part of my life since I was a child, but also being a Haitian folkloric dancer and hearing all types of music from Haiti, from merengue to compa, troubadou, like all these different specific styles of Haitian music I heard in the home. So it always felt natural to me that these were together, but they're never experienced or performed together. So this is my kind of way of showing the connection.
Excellent, excellent. I know connection is important to you. I know that you are interested, and I can see this through Dome as well as IT Brass. You're interested in your work making an impact, relating your work to social change and making a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can you talk to me a little about that?
Yeah. I feel that a lot of us, in general, are so subjective within our own experiences, and oftentimes it's hard for people to really recognize our true connections, even if on certain surface levels we do, but I feel like on a deeper level we are more connected than we recognize. The various cultures, I mean, we're all human, yes, ultimately, but how we experience and walk through this life is very subjective, and sometimes that can disconnect you from someone else. So I'm really looking and exploring how music is a connector, how movement is, how you can embody music. When you embody music, you're moving, and it's a language that all of us speak. You know, sound and movement is a language we all have when we're babies, you know. So I'm really looking to just kind of get to the root of what connects us and using IUT Brass as a facilitator.
Yeah, I've appreciated that about your approach to the work, how looking at the diversity of experiences we have, there's certain similarities where we can sort of find a connection and come together.
Yes.
Really appreciate that. And so I think now we're going to, I think we have a video from a performance that you've done that made happen last year.
Yes.
Of IT Brass. And it's not exactly the 10-piece orchestra that you envisioned, but it was a performance done for Make Music New York. Can you talk about that for about a few seconds before we show the clip?
Sure, sure. So what you're about to see is an excerpted version of IT Brass. So it's 6 musicians. The 2 dancers aren't there, but I am the movement artist there. So we actually did this site-specific sort of pop-up performance for Make Music New York in my neighborhood. I live in Jackson Heights, Queens. So you'll see the 7 train is right there. We're right by the 7 train in this little public plaza. And we put on a performance, and we gathered people started to gather because they were curious to see this band playing. And at some point, I reach out to sort of grab people to create a rara. Rara is the Haitian procession of people just kind of marching, and you can think of, like, I guess, a New Orleans second line where people are marching and singing and playing and dancing. So I kind of took a moment to recreate that and just get people engaged in movement together.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I remember the day well. It was a nice sunny day, and I think it went off very well.
Yes, yes.
So I think we're going to look at the clip right now. That was a fun day. I remember that well. And yeah, so I like the fact that you incorporate movement in your work.
Yes.
And I know, yeah, tell me a little bit about the movement. You mentioned it earlier. Tell me a little bit more about how movement is meaningful for your work.
Movement just gets people out of their minds. You know, I think sometimes we can be really cerebral in our experience of music, particularly in jazz. People come and sit down and listen to jazz, and I think that I really want to get people in their bodies and feeling the movement and enjoying the movement and exploring connections by using rah-rah processions and second line processions as a community building, if you will, strategy.
And I know that you want to also do, when you do these performances, do workshops as well?
Yes, yes. I want to explore more of the community building through having workshops, which would incorporate a lot of what you saw with the processionals, you know, with the movement and music together.
Great, great. And so if people want to find out more about you or your work and get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Oh, you can visit me on my website, which is GoussyCelestin.com, GOUSSYCELESTIN.com, and they can write to me. There's a contact page there. They can write to me. They can also visit my works tab on that website, which shows where I'll be performing as well, and I'm available for bookings as well, too.
Great, great. That will be awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brian.
It's been wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you.
And look forward to working with you further.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well. Thank you so much.
Great. And thank you so much for joining Empire Productions World of Arts. We will see you next time.